Hello, welcome to a Paper Flourish craft video. In this video I'm going to continue making my Studio 73 Clockwork Tea Party Journal. In part 1 I made the album cover. In this video I'm going to show you just on making some simple pages to pop into the album. I've already made 2 of them, and then I'll take you through the process as I make the 3rd page. You could put anything in these albums, and as I said, you can decorate as you want to. You can slip little messages, photos, anything in these. I've just made a simple little page. I've made a paperclip closure, which I will show you how to make, and then just made a simple little opening pocket here, and it's got a space here to slip these little tags. Postcards come in the Clockwork Tea Party collection. I've used all of the decorative papers you see me use on this album have come from that one collection pack. Little tags like this slipped in there, closing it up. And I said this paper clip closure just then slip it over there and hold the page together. Done the same with this one here. This time, instead of this one, I used a base of the cardstock, slate cardstock, papercraft. This one here, I actually used one of the paper pieces as my base. Same pattern, it's got the pocket here, but it looks quite different, doesn't it, when you actually use the paper. Now, the 3rd page I'm going to make, again, I'm going to use the piece of paper from the collection pack. Hello, Murphy. Do you want to come up and say hello? Come on. He's very clingy today, very cuddly. So I've chosen a piece here. They're my measurements, so I don't forget them. And I've got my scoring board ready. So I've chosen another one of the papers from this gorgeous collection from Studio 73. And I've actually trimmed this down a little. I've got it measuring 11 3/4 inches across, 11 1/4 inches down. Scoring, I'm going to score it at 4 1/2 inches. Come on, Murphy, you can come up. Come up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Up you come. Oh, it's a big jump, isn't it? Always having trouble getting up on my lap. Here we go. Now we're right. There we go. So 4 1/2 inches, and then I'm going to score it at 9 1/4 inches, all the way down. I'm then going to turn it so it's sideways, and I'm going to score from the top down. I'm going to score at 6 3/4 inches. Now let me see, I should probably put it that way. There we go. So now I've got the top of the paper on the left-hand side, and then score at 6 3/4 inches. What do you think of that, Murphy? You spent most of today on my lap so far, haven't you? I'm very cuddly. I'm just going to fold along those score lines. Just a simple little page to put in your journal, or you could actually do this as a mini journal almost on its own. It could be. Okay, so my plan is that's going to end up folding up. Now I want to remove this section here, and I also want to make a cut line here. So my scissors, watch out, little Murphy. I'm just going to turn it over. So I'm just going to cut it along this line, this fold line. So this is from the bottom of the sheet. Flip it over so you can see. So I've done this, just cut up here, and then I want to remove this section here. Let's do that. You happy? He's purring away here on my lap. This one cuddles today, don't you, Murphy? Watching very closely. There we go. Okay, so it ends up looking something like that. Now I did find I needed to trim a little bit off the side of each of these, just so it ends up folding in nicely. So I'll quickly do that now. So it ends up looking like this. So I've just trimmed that tiny little bit off the edge there. So this part folds up, and that will allow now, with that little bit trimmed off, I can fold that edge in. This one here that folds up, I actually want to fold this back on the diagonal to make that diagonal pocket. do that. Hold it there. It's really easy to do with Murphy on my lap. There we go. Now I can see what's going on, Murph. So that's created that triangle pocket. That folds in that way, and that one over the top. So that's how I made each of those each of the other 2 pages that are in the journal. Craft glue, I'm going to stick. In fact, I found this was a little bit long, so I might just trim. Where's my trimmer? There it is. Watch out, Mr. Murphy. I'm just going to trim 1 inch off the bottom of this piece. Not sure if you can see that. There we are. And that was a little bit better size to make a pocket. I'm going to pop this down. Glue that down. And there I've got my little pocket in there. This one here, I'm going to glue this the diagonal flap down, and then I'm going to glue along here and stick it down to make that pocket. And that's all stuck down. I used the Stamperia craft glue to do that, which worked really well. That was the closest one I could grab with Murphy on my lap. Art glitter glue would have worked a treat as well. Stamperia Dye Ink, the coffee, which I used as making the album cover as well. I'm just going to ink up all of the edges of that page. Okay, that's all stuck down now. I've inked the edges all around the edges of the page as well. I've cut a piece of just one of the pattern sheets of paper that was in the pack and inked the edges there with the coffee ink. So I'm just going to stick that onto the front of the pocket. I'm just doing this very quickly, of course, with all the beautiful fussy cut images and tags and things that are in the collection. You could decorate this as much as you want to. Some stamping on this would look really nice too if you had some stamps you could use. So really you can do whatever you want to. These are some of the tags and some postcards that are in the collection. Again, I'm just going to ink that up with the coffee ink the edges. If you wanted to make this look even grungier, I could have distressed all the edges of the page. That would look pretty cool. Slip some of these in the pockets. These are blank on the back, so you can write a little message or anything on those. Look really nice. There's such beautiful detail and pictures in these. All from the Clockwork Tea Party. This little tag's cute. Again, I'm just going to ink up the edges. And slip that in the pocket. So I'm going to leave it there, but as I said, you could decorate that continue as much as you wanted to. Now I'm going to make one of those paperclip closures. So I've just cut myself a piece of cardstock. I think from memory this was 1 inch wide and 4 inches long. Folding that in half, and then I'm going to just slip a normal paper clip just in the center there. I'm going to leave it a little bit up at the top, just sticking out there for a moment. This is a piece of pattern paper, 3 inches by 3/4 inches. I cut this, folding it in half now this time. All right, here's my mat that I was looking for, and I have a craft knife. Now, Murphy, we'll keep that right away from you. And I'm going to put just a little split in the center there on the fold line. Just wide enough to be able to stick the top of the paper clip through. I'm going to slip that over the paper clip. And again, there's so many things you could do here. I've just left the edges straight. You could round the corners. You could be using little images, anything at all for this. Now I'm going to cut a piece of that twine that I used when I added the strings onto the journal cover to hold the pages in. I'm just going to slip a piece of that twine. I think you could use lace, you could use ribbon, so many different things you could do. It makes a really quick little journal closure. Oh, Murphy's trying to play with this. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but he just ate my closure. Did you like that? Did it taste good? Chomp, chomp, chomp. Now, once that's tied on there, I might just tie a knot in it as well. You like the string, Murphy? Cats like playing with things like that, don't they? And then I'm going to then push that paper clip down. Let's trim these off right away from Murphy. Yeah, there's some string to play with, Murph. Okay. No, he doesn't want that. He wants the one I'm working on. Craft glue. I'm just going to stick both sides down. So I'll put a little bit of glue here on the paper, a little bit around the paper clip. And I've seen these done on a YouTube video and I went, what a brilliant idea, or several YouTube videos. But what a great way to make a closure for your journal. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So that's all stuck down now. I'm just going to ink up the edges there as well. Oh, Murphy's coming up. Don't step on the stamp pad, Murphy. There we go. Making journal with Murphy. There we are. Again, you can put something like, I mean, that would look quite nice on the front of that, wouldn't it? I'll just do that. There's no right or wrong, especially when you're making journals and things. Just make it how you want to. There we go. Let's stick that on the front. That could look quite nice. Might have to put one like that on the other ones as well, won't I? It's quite sweet. There we go. And of course, using all of the papers and things from the collection means it all matches. So how do we put this together? Let's bring back the journal cover. And now I'm going to open the page that I've just made, slip that underneath one of the strings, close it up, and then it's between the pieces of cardstock. You slip that over the page, and of course that paper clip that's in there holds it all together. Isn't that cool? So this is my completed Clockwork Tea Party Journal. I said I might have some fun, do some fussy cutting and cut out some more images to stick on here, how I go. And I think I might have to put some of those postcards on here as well. Thank you so much for watching and joining me. Have a wonderful day, everyone, for joining me and Murphy, who's right here. And can I say hello? Come on. You come and say hello. Come on, Murph. There we go. Say hi, everybody. He enjoys craft time, doesn't he? Big fluffy tail. Have a great day, everyone, and I will be back again soon with a lot more videos. Thank you. Bye.